Carly. I'm one of the founders of MatchED, and this is MatchED's Match of the Week. Each week at MatchED, we really love to highlight a new resource that we found that we know is going to make your life better. And we just don't talk about what the product does. We really, in the interview, share the heart behind it. Because really, at the end of the day, we know it's the people and the mission behind the resource that really make it a great fit. So here we go. This week, I'm so excited to share with you an interview that we had with TrekAI and Aaron Burchick, who helped design it. This is one of the coolest things I have seen in a very long time, and I personally cannot wait to integrate it into my homeschool. Watch the following interview. It's really fun to hear Aaron talk about ways she uses Trek in her home, what her favorite features are, how'd they come up with the name, what would she say to a parent that's just in the middle of all of it, struggling like us. So tune in. Here we go.
Absolutely. Well, I feel like we're a great match because we are all about personalized learning too. I mean, we began Trek AI because we were originally an online school that offered courses specifically with that faith-based foundation and with so many homeschool families. And as we built out our 115 online courses where we had, homeschool families or other Christian schools take our online courses, we had no idea that one day we were going to use all of those courses to train a personalized learning AI platform called Trek AI. And Trek AI is really built for homeschool families, for other students in faith-based schools to be able to navigate the world of AI, to give them a safe place to learn how to use AI in a way that's in line with academic integrity and in line with their values. And so, really, Trek AI is this solution for really for students to have a safe place with boundaries, with guardrails, to be able to figure out how can I maximize this new amazing resource for learning and not just for taking shortcuts or cutting corners, and how some people are viewing AI right now, especially in an academic setting, for cheating. We really take more Socratic approach that's personalized to the student and ask those questions to hopefully create real moments of learning and not just be an answer machine for students.
That is so cool. I know that my high school age son, he sat down and he played with this, and he actually loved the fact that it didn't give him the answers. And I thought that would be a pushback, but he was like, Mom, this is really cool. This will actually help me understand the materials a lot more. So I love that.
One of the ways that we've talked about it is it's almost like a learner's permit for AI for students, because we know that they're going to use AI as a part of their entire lives. As they go into college, as they go into the workforce, or in any job in the future, they are going to use AI as a part of the rest of their lives. What we're trying to do right now is give them this place where, there is just that extra layer of protection, especially when it comes to students turning towards AI, even with social emotional questions right now. We want to be that trusted partner for people to say, hey, if my student comes to AI asking about their anxiety or depression or friendship dynamics or family dynamics or whatever it is, they're going to get an answer that's in line with their values and something that is going to actually push them back into relationship with people. But then, especially in an academic context, it's going to continue to redirect them to figure out the answer on their own, just like your son experienced. It's not just going to be a definition machine for them, or write a paper for them. It's going to say, no, I can write a paper with you, but I'm not going to do the work for you. Let's do it together.
Tell me about the name Trek AI. What was the inspiration for the name?
For us, we wanted each student to have their own personalized learning trek, to be able to respond to them, to know who they are, what classes they're enrolled in, how old they are, and for Trek to be able to engage with them in that personalized way. And especially for students who, let's say they're navigating, a certain course, there might be one aspect of that course or that curriculum or that content that they're not getting, that they need that extra time on. We didn't want to, create just one path that we just tried to force every student on. We wanted each student to have their own personalized learning trek to be able to be catered to them. And so a lot of times we think of it as like MapQuest versus Waze. The old way before AI was that MapQuest, where it's like everybody got the same exact directions. Whereas with Trek AI, we want to be the Waze, where if let's say there's a roadblock, we can figure out how to navigate that student around it. Or hey, there's a lot of kind of traffic in one area. Well, let's take them a different route because that's going to be a better fit for them. So especially for students, with learning differences. I've got kids myself who have dyslexia. Trek has, text to speech for them, and that's been a huge benefit for them. We're trying to build in those personalized aspects that help each student on their own journey and not try to force everybody on one journey.
That's amazing. That's so important. How, in that vein, Trek AI help an average family? What does it look like? How does it help them to personalize learning on an everyday basis?
So for your average student, they can just sign up for an individual account with MatchED. And then what they're able to do is they can initiate their own learning sessions within Trek. And so when they log in, they'll see a few options like proofread a paper, where let's say they've got a paper coming up that they're working on. They could upload their teacher's rubric, then they could upload the paper that they've been working on, and Trek will give them personalized feedback based off of the criteria in that teacher's rubric, not rewriting it for them like a Grammarly or other platforms, but kind of giving them that higher level feedback. Like, your thesis isn't quite so strong. Let's think about adding in a few more elements to that. Or, your arguments in your third paragraph need a little bit of strengthening. Let's work through this together. There's also sessions that they can initiate on their own. Let's say they've got a study guide that they're working on, or worksheets or anything. They can even take pictures of it or upload it or whatever format they want, and then initiate tutoring sessions based off of the content that they're working on, where Trek will pull from that. Trek can quiz them on any content that they're working on. But really, at the end of the day, it's also just a chat with that Socratic approach built in, with those guardrails built in. So they can just go into Trek and say, hey, help me with my homework. We'll help them get there. We'll say, hey, what are you working on in math, in English, whatever it may be. And Trek will guide them to be able to, start this kind of dynamic conversational tutoring session with them.
Oh my gosh. I am so excited for my kids to use this because I feel like it'll help me engage with them more, but it'll also take away that, hey, mom, can you come help me with this? And I don't really understand the context behind where they're at. So I did not prep you for this question. What's your favorite as a mom of four? What's your feature of Trek AI? And I know you're still building and it's constantly improving, but right now, what's your favorite?
So for me, so often when I'm not a math person at all, have no math, no math background whatsoever. Even with my middle schoolers, they come to me for help with their math homework, and I'm like, I am of absolutely zero use to you here. I just take a picture of their homework, upload it into Trek, and say, teach us how to do this. And then Trek will walk us through step by step those questions. So just that ease for me, that's what really helps me, is like when I am just completely stuck, I don't even know, when I'm looking at their geometry, I don't even know the question to ask. I just can take that picture, start it, and then I'm kind of learning alongside them. And it creates this great moment where they see, oh, mom doesn't know how to do this, but together we're figuring it out. And so I've loved that part of it, where it's initiated so many kind of learning sessions for us, kind of parallel learning together, which has been really cool. But yes, I would say that picture feature has been a lifesaver at 10 p.m. when, my seventh grader is like, I have this assignment due tomorrow. And I'm like, I don't know where to start. So here's where we're going to go.
That's amazing. Well, I know you are a mom of four. I think you have two teenagers, right? And two middle schoolers. Is that right? So if you could say one thing, you're in the trenches with us, to the parent who is just trying to figure it all out when they're personalizing learning, what would it be?
Oh, wow. I would say lean into your students' strengths. That's what we're trying to do with Trek, and that's what I'm trying to do as a parent as well, is celebrating whatever your kids' specific strengths are and then maximizing those. What are they really interested in? And then give them fuel to be able to, continue to make that part of their lives grow. You know, I have one kid who's so into improv, and, you know, just getting to see her take that journey. One of my other kids is such a learner and just loves getting in it, and we'll just kind of go down these rabbit holes and just like celebrating that curiosity. And then, you know, I have some kids who school is not their thing, and this is their, and that's okay too. We're right now, that's where they're at, and they're figuring out what they're passionate about, and still celebrating the things that they're, you know, their strengths and everything. And so I feel like finding those strengths and, you know, putting resources around them and just, you know, celebrating those, because my pastor used to always say, you know, you cultivate what you celebrate. And so whatever their strengths, celebrating those, and I think we'll see those continue to grow.
That is beautiful. You cultivate what you celebrate. That's really beautiful. Well, thank you, Erin. Thank you, TrekAI, and the whole team, and the work you're doing to support faith-aligned, personalized learning. And if you want to explore TrekAI with your family, head over to matchedcommunity.com. Check out this amazing match. And remember, what really matters: every intentional moment, every small investment in your child's growth, every choice to pause and pay attention, it's building something lasting. You don't have to do it perfectly. You just have to do it purposefully. So celebrate, cultivate, let's journey together.